Heyo, what's good everyone? Welcome to a brand new episode of Missing Chapters. I'm your host AEBeats, and I want to thank you all so much for tuning into the show today. So if you are an aspiring entrepreneur or have any interest in getting into the clothing game, then I think that you are really going to enjoy today's episode. My guest on the show today, who goes by the name of Dubya, I met him back in 2005. And my initial impression when I met him was that he was an extremely caring dude who supported his friends and who really liked to party. So as time went on, I started to see a huge transformation in Dubya that was very inspiring. He always was able to hustle with the best of them, and eventually he put on the entrepreneurship hat to start the streetwear clothing brand Gum Clothing. So moving on from pressing t-shirts in his kitchen to partnering up with other local entrepreneurs to open up the Loop KC down in Westport, Dubya always has something very exciting going on. He's a huge supporter of the local hip-hop scene and is always out there hustling and making meaningful connections not only with musicians but also with other visual artists and creatives around the city. So needless to say, I was super excited that Dubya was able to make the time to come and hang out with me to help me uncover the missing chapters on his experience with starting up a clothing brand and how that has led to all the other stuff he's got going on today. So with that very brief intro, I would like to present to you today's episode of Missing Chapters with Dubya. Holla! Missing chapters, missing chapters, missing chapters.
Chapter 1.
All right, I can dig that.
So what's been going on, man? Tell me about when you were supposed to come initially. You had that break-in?
Yeah, man. Somebody broke into the store.
What happened? Did they like break a window? Or?
No, they just like pried our back door was not very. It was more like a house door than like a business door, and they pried themselves in and took our register. And what kind of, is this like an open, I can like talk about
absolutely whatever you're comfortable.
They took a thing that we use for smoking sometimes, and one pair of shoes and a register. And that is literally all they took out of our store.
Was the register closed out? There was any cash in it?
Yeah, I usually take the cash out every night, but for some reason, we were in a hurry to go get some food, so I was like, man, I'm just going to leave the cash in there. It'll be fine. It was like $280, though. It wasn't nothing that we could even claim on insurance and really get back, but we just had to deal with it.
Well, I guess that's not that bad. Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been way worse.
Yeah.
Like way worse.
Do you guys have an alarm on the store?
Yeah, no.
So they somehow probably got...
We have an alarm, but it's just not activated right now.
They must have gotten freaked out if they only took that.
Yeah, I think that, or they were just being quick, or they just were drug heads and just didn't know what they were doing. I bet you they were really trying to go to the smoke shop next door and then ended up finding our store.
Damn.
Yeah. It is what it is. It happens, you know. It happens.
So outside of that, man, how the hell you been? It's been a while since we even like talked. I think I saw you briefly at, was it Middle this year?
I didn't even go this year to Middle and Matt Fest. Dude. I feel like a jerk, but I didn't even like make it at all. It was, It
was in Crossroads. Well,
yeah, they didn't have anything in Westport this year.
Well, Wednesday and Thursday were in Westport.
Oh, well, that's my bad.
It's all good. It's all good, baby.
Man, I'm so like ingrained in what I'm doing that sometimes I forget about what other people are doing.
Talk to me about what you're doing. I see you putting up shows. You got this store. You got clothing. What the hell are you not doing, I guess? Probably what I should ask.
I'm DJing too now.
What?
Yeah, real shit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Man, we have the store, the Loop KC. I have my brand, Gum Clothing. I throw a lot of hip-hop shows for the store and for the brand. Me and my homie are about to open a juice shop on 39th Street also. Okay. Called Just Juice. So we're kind of trying to do a bunch of stuff in that little area. We're trying to like take over and do a lot there. Yeah.
You pretty much taking over the Riot Room.
Yeah. I literally every single Monday night we have a party called Messy Monday. And then I've been doing a lot of Sunday nights there, and then periodically whenever we can do a show, I'll do a show there too.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of music are you DJing? Pop music probably?
Yeah, top 40.
Top 40?
All top 40.
All synth, EDM type shit?
All top 40.
Your favorite type of music?
No, to be honest, like I feel like I kind of suck because I play a bunch of music that nobody knows. You know what I mean? Like Like I'll DJ with somebody else and they'll play stuff and everybody will be excited, and then I'll play stuff that I think's a banger and they're like, man, what is this song? Like we've never heard this song
There's
before.
an art to it though that I found out, right? It's like you got to set your playlist accordingly and you got to play kind of to the crowd.
Yeah.
Which from a DJ perspective, when I think of DJs, aside from like those EDM guys, if you're spinning hip hop, I feel like you just spin what you like, but there's an art to it, man.
Yeah, I just think that I need to get more music for real. I just downloaded everything that I like.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you need to play what other people like too.
Right. Got to pander to the crowd sometimes.
Like Future and stuff like that. I don't really listen to, but like people like it, so whatever.
Yeah, you work one of those in every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tell me, how is Gum Clothing doing?
Man, I took a break for a little bit from it. I printed this winter, and then I like got so busy doing shows and got caught up with the store that I haven't printed anything at all. And I'm actually gonna print and do a pop-up shop at the end of September finally again.
Where at?
Right.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, Riot Room on a Friday night. I'm gonna throw a Pistol Pete show and do a pop-up shop there.
Dope.
So it should be pretty awesome. But that'll be the first time I've printed anything or done anything. Once again, me and my homie are gonna start another brand as well because I want to try to branch out and do some other stuff too. So because I think Gum kind of I've been doing it for like 6 years, you know. Like I love it still, but I want to do something else.
Try something completely different.
Try something completely different.
Yeah.
See if we can make $1 million fast, you know.
You get that entrepreneur itch.
Yeah, man. You gotta. It's fun to start new stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Even if you don't make a bunch of money from the first one, you're learning, you know.
Absolutely.
Like I learned a lot from Gum that I would do completely different if I started a new brand.
Yeah.
Completely different.
What are some of the main things that you'd be doing differently?
Like what I printed on. Like I used to print on the shittiest of t-shirts. Like really, like the t-shirts were so shitty they would shrink, and then like I never printed tags in any of my stuff before. It was all like just on Gildan or Anvil, so you'd see those tags, the way you package it, the way you present it right off the bat, everything. You know what I mean? Like I used to just print stuff and then just like not even tell people I printed it.
Really?
Like, yeah, and just have like 30 of these t-shirts and just try and get them off. And I'm like, well, I don't know why I didn't market any of it right. You know what I mean?
Those marketing budgets are like 150% of production.
I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
I'm saying. And I never even put any money in that. I just like printed and then would try and sell it out of my backpack, you know?
The old school way. It's like giving out mixtapes.
Yeah.
Giving out t-shirts.
Yeah. But you're just giving away product.
Yep.
I gave away a lot of free t-shirts.
How do pop-up shops do monetarily? Pretty good?
For me, they do pretty well. It just depends on the brand, I think, and how you present it. Like when I started doing them at Gusto. And I mean, I would do anywhere from $1,200 to $1,300, $1,400 in sales at some of those.
Nice.
But it's just cool because it's like a bar where people are going to come anyways. So even if they're not coming for you, they're like, oh, what's this? And then you get to sell stuff to them that way. So it kind of helps on both ends, you know?
So how'd you get the idea for the juice company?
Man, that's this dude. Like for real, like I'm just helping do graphics and website stuff for them. But like it's pretty cool, man. Like it's all natural ingredient stuff, all real fresh fruit. Smoothies, ice, vegan stuff, right?
Got to be if you're in Westport, right?
Yeah, it's on 39th Street, like I don't know, right in the middle of 39th Street for real, right? What's the address?
1607 West 39th.
1607 West 39th, so like right in the middle of 39th Street. And he helped start another juice spot in Westport that's pretty successful. So he branched off and decided to do something by himself.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Is it like a franchise or is it just completely
separate?
Scratch? Nice.
Yeah, completely separate.
So the juice market is the way to go, huh?
Yeah, man, it's pretty popular.
Yeah.
It's a pretty popular thing, and it's like huge on the West Coast, right? And then it like transferred out here.
Yeah, West Coast and the East Coast, like Upper East Coast.
Where there's a lot of people. Basically where there's a lot of people.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's healthy. Like there's some people who stop eating.
I think places that are like gentrified now.
Places that are gentrified. You're absolutely right. Yeah, they'll like put in a juice place, they'll put in a pottery barn, like an Apple store. Yeah.
Yeah, gentrified. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, but it's all healthy and it's good for you. So just look for Just Juice. That's what he called it. Is Just Juice.
Just Juice.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, man, and the store's doing good. It's pretty cool. We're doing a bunch of shows in the store too.
A show, so like the show is sponsoring.
No, like people are renting out the store to do in stores.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll clear the whole floor, and man, we do battles in there. I had 150 people in there for a hip hop battle on July 2nd.
Nice.
Yeah, Jarvis, my co-owners, it does all that too. So
yeah.
The battles are getting pretty big, actually.
Tell me how the Loop KC, is it just like a brick and mortar shop kind of for different brands? Is that how that works?
Yeah, man. It's like when we started it, we wanted to be like the center of hip hop in Kansas City. Okay. You know what I mean? And show off the hip hop culture in Kansas City. So we carry all Kansas City local brands, streetwear brands. A couple, like we have one from Denver, I have one from St. Louis in there, but they're all grassroots local stuff too, you know? Mm-hmm. And then we carry retro vintage gear, shoes, and we're all consignment right now. So people just come in and sell their stuff through the store. You know what I mean? So it's like literally Kansas City in a store.
What do you guys take off the top?
It depends on the product. It kind of depends. Like the retro and vintage gear stuff, we take 30%, but if it's like premium resale, so like Supreme, Publish, Huff, any of those type of things, we take 30%. Mm-hmm. And then shoes, we take 15%. New brands, we take 40%.
Are there a lot of local shoe companies?
No, it's all collectors.
Gotcha.
It's like that collector market is crazy. People buy, sell, and trade their shoes all the time.
Yeah. Some of these hip hop dudes have closets bigger than some females.
That dude right there has a closet bigger than a female, man. How many shoes you got, Kendall?
I got like 100 something now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, man, if that's your thing, do your thing.
He's about to bring them up and dump on the store pretty soon. But there's a bunch of people like that, a bunch of dudes. I don't have that many shoes. I have like 15 maybe.
That's a lot. I got 2. But you're in the business, so it makes sense.
That's true. And before I started the store, real shit, I probably had like 1.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like 10 years old.
Yeah. They're 10 years old that I beat the shit out of. Some Nike Dunks that I just never took off ever.
Yeah.
That's real. That's probably real. I still have those.
And so Gum's a skate team too?
Yeah. I haven't really... yeah, man. I had a skate team, and they're all young, and they partied a lot, and I don't really know. I haven't talked to much of them recently because they've been...
He's been being young, man.
They've been being young and partying. They just now are turning 21, so they're like really like enjoying their lives. And they're still down, you know what I mean? But we just haven't done anything in the skate scene for a while. So in the skate scene, is the way that you kind of monetize that is that when they go to champion or when they go to contests, like whatever? Man, I never even sent them to contests, really. I just had it as like I gave them some clothes and they went out and wore them at different skate parks and told people about the brand. And just like we're part of the team, you know what I mean? They help sell stuff at events and just kind of part of what we were doing. Okay, kind of like a street team? Yeah, sort of like a street team, but they all skated. Okay. Yeah, and they were all friends. I met them when I ran CCS, and they were all friends, and like it was cool. It was a cool time. Dope. It was old though. I mean, that was 2-3 years ago. God, that made me feel old. I know, man. I'm saying. I feel like I've known you for what, 10 years now? Dude, I've been in Kansas City for 12 years, so I can think of like 11 years. Jesus. Yeah, when you're still in high school, dude. I was still in high school. I think you're still in high school. Or Andrew was when he played in a band with you. Andrew was when he would play with you and Paul. That's right. You guys were all in college. Like yeah, well, I wasn't. I never went to college, but college age. College age. Yeah, that's a better way. You took the entrepreneurship route, man. Yeah, that's respectable too. Yeah, man. I smoked a lot of weed and did a lot of bad things for a few years, and then decided to actually try something. You got to get out of your system, man. And you did. You purged it. Purged the shit out of it. I mean, you know, I still, but. Now I have like a goal, so I can smoke and do that instead of smoke and play video games. Nice. Yeah. So tell me why you decided to get into clothing, because I know that like when from the music scene, you're familiar with that. You came to all of our shows and you supported the hell out of the music scene. What made you want to jump into clothing? Man, I started to get into graphics. Like I bought a Mac. Man, this is a long time ago. This is, like you're making me. You were still with Paul. I was. Yeah. You're living with Paul. Yeah, at my house in Olathe. Yeah, I was still living out there. And I got this Mac and I got Photoshop put on it, and I was just like, the previous 5 years before that, I was doing nothing but getting high, and I just started like messing around with Photoshop and watching YouTube videos and making graphics, and I was like, man, I would put these on t-shirts. And I started with GBGD, which is Girls Buy Guys Drinks. I don't know if you remember that. I remember that. But I like had this whole thing where I wanted to throw parties, where it was like an adult Sadie Hawkins. So like girls would come and every girl would get 3 free drink tickets, but they would buy those for guys. So like it would be the opposite type party. I tried it a couple times. It was all right, but that like started everything. And then one night I was drinking with my homie Ian, who had a brand called Risky, and I was chewing gum and we were wasted. And I was like, man, I love gum. And he was like, dude, that's it. Like you should just call your brand Gum. And I was like, and we just started like bouncing ideas off each other. And then from there, it was just kind of what I did.
Yeah.
You know, and I just started printing t-shirts. I printed in my kitchen. It was a terrible idea. Don't ever print t-shirts in your kitchen.
Just got too hot or what?
No, it just was messy, dude.
Yeah.
Like the ink itself, if you know what you're doing, it's not that messy, but I didn't know what I was doing. So there was ink all over the ground, the walls, dude. I fucked that kid.
The walls?
Dude, yeah.
The hell did you get ink on
like
the walls?
because it's like permanent. So like when it gets on something, it does like you can't get it up. Yeah, so it was just all over. I fucked that place up. I had to do a lot of work to make it right. I was drying t-shirts in my oven. Man, that was a long time ago. I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore.
And then you got that press. I remember that was like a big milestone. You're like, dude, I got this press.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was saying. I would put it in my kitchen.
Yeah.
I bought the press and put it in my kitchen. I remember telling you, like, man, I got this press. I'm going to be able to print anything I want anytime. And I did, and it was cool, but I'm glad that I can pay somebody to do that now.
Okay, so now you outsource that part of your operation.
I don't print anymore.
Okay.
I used to print for people too, and it was like, I didn't, but I had a printer that was a good friend of mine from high school, and it just was too much work. I didn't make enough money from it.
Right.
So I stopped doing that.
Chapter 2.
So tell me about what was kind of the hardest thing once you got in, marketing aside, like finding, how did you immediately like identify your demographic? Did you go after skaters?
No, man, at first I just sold it to my friends. Like I had like 20 dudes that hung out at that house all the time. You know what I mean? So I'd make them wear it or make them buy it. And then I got that job at CCS, and it kind of like opened my eyes to like the streetwear scene too. You know what I mean? Like I never really was into streetwear. I hung out with y'all, you know. I was wearing emo band t-shirts.
Yeah, ones that are like extra small.
Yeah. I was wearing extra small shirts that like barely like fit me. You know what I mean? And then I got a job there and like started like really seeing streetwear, and I was like, man, this is like what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it just kind of evolved from there, and I just kept going.
So what's the difference between like streetwear and then just normal clothes, or is that just another name for it?
That's just another name for it. Yeah, it's like hip hop and rap.
Okay.
It's just another name for it. It's like it's a style. It's graphic tees and stuff like that.
Is it hard to maintain a brick and mortar shop when a lot of people are shopping online?
The short answer is yes, but we have a website, theloopkc.com.
Are your sales theloopkc.com?
Yeah.
Are your sales kind of evenly spread between?
No, we don't sell that much online right now, to be honest, because that's something I'm fixing like as we speak. Well, not right now, but I'm working on it because getting the product pictures and all that, we go through so much product to that store that trying to keep up with that has been like, I want to shoot myself in the face sometimes. But right now we sell pretty much everything we sell is out the store. And then we rent out the room, you know, to people so that we can help make up some of the bills that way. But it's pretty much all at the store. And at this point, it's pretty much taking care of itself. We don't make a whole lot of money off of it yet, but it's taking care of itself. So it's working.
Yeah, that's nice.
What I mean, we're a year in and it's doing what it's supposed to do. So
how'd you find that spot? That's a pretty prime spot.
Man, we're in a really kind of shitty spot. At 39th and Broadway.
I mean, you think about if
no.
Down at Westport.
The original spot that we were at. I don't know if you ever went to that store. It was right at the corner of 39th and Broadway. And I work with Indie Ground Crew. Yeah. And we were looking for an office. So we found this spot that was an office with a retail store in front of it. And we just rented it. And then I was like, man, I used to run retail for 10 years because I worked for Best Buy. Then I worked for CCS. So I'm like, I'll run a store if you guys want. And they're like, yeah, let's fucking do it. And then it just kind of like I started hitting up people that I knew from the streetwear scene because I've been doing it for 4 years before that. You know what I mean? So they were like, yeah, that'd be cool to have a store. I'll bring stuff down there. And then it just kind of like we grew out of that spot quick. I mean, 5 months, we were pretty much ready to move out of there because it was so little. It was like the size of this basement. Real shit. Like it was about the size of this basement.
Really?
Yeah. And we had shoes and the retro gear in there and then the clothes, and we started carrying graffiti paint And once we started carrying the graffiti paint, it just like escalated, you know what I mean?
Whose idea was the graffiti paint? That's interesting.
Yeah, so we carry, I mean, there's 5 elements of hip hop, and we have 4 of the 5 in our store all the time. Yeah.
What are those 5 elements?
Breakdancing, which we don't have all the time. DJs, MCs, fashion,
and then graffiti.
Graffiti, yeah. So we're trying to do that whole thing in Kansas City, you know what I mean? And there's other like major cities that have stores like ours. But it's just trying to get the word out about it, you know?
Yeah.
But then, long story short, we grew out of that and moved down into this new spot, and it's pretty much awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from the break-ins.
Aside from the break-in, but you know, that's going to happen anywhere.
Right.
Like I really, it wasn't like a targeted break-in. It wasn't like somebody was trying to come rob us. I don't think anybody that knows about us would try to rob us. I think it was just some kids that were on some drugs and trying to find some money and whatever.
Right.
They went straight for the register. Didn't even mess with the safe or anything. But yeah, I like the spot a lot. I'm glad that we moved down there. 3955 Broadway.
There it is. All right. How long is your lease there?
We've got another, we signed a 3-year lease, so we've got another basically year.
Okay.
Like
Nice.
we moved in last year in August, right? It was right after Sneak Fest. Yeah, August. It was August of last year. So we've been there for a year now.
You guys, the Luke KC sponsored a Chuck English sounds like summer tour.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
what the hell? That's awesome.
It was supposed to be awesome. Yeah.
What happened?
Chuck English just doesn't have a draw by himself anymore, I guess.
After the Cool Kids kind of fell off?
Well, now the Cool Kids are back together.
Are they?
Yeah.
That makes me
I'm
happy.
pretty sure that I was like kind of responsible for that, or me and Josh Salee from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Because we set up this tour, and it was supposed to be 12 dates. And the only date that made money the whole tour was my show here. And it was on July 4th, so that doesn't really count because we were going to make money regardless. But in Phoenix, Chuck rapped for 4 people. Literally 4 people. So it was like Alex Wiley rapped right before him, and there'd be a big crowd for Alex, like at least 100, 120 people. And then as soon as he would get done, it would clear out. Like nobody gave a shit about Chuck. I know, it kind of hurts my feelings a little bit.
It really hurts my feelings.
Because that was like one of my favorite like hip hop groups when I was kind of like figuring out hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was when I listened to it when I was a kid, but then I stopped and started getting into bands, and then I got back into hip hop, and I was like, man, the Cool Kids. That was like this is what I grew up on. But then the day after we went to the Denver tour date, and we canceled it that day, the rest of the tour, because the money man was kind of mad that he was losing money on a tour like this. So we had to cancel the tour. Chuck looked like he was going to cry all night long. He's a cool dude. Like, I have mad respect for him, but he was so defeated. Wouldn't even talk to none of us that night. Was just smoking weed in the corner by himself. The next day, he tweeted that he called Mikey, and they're back together. So I'm like, yeah.
Man.
I got the Cool Kids back together. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me feel cool. But they're back together, and they're going to do a tour and everything.
So for this, did you guys work with a booking agent to get those dates?
Yeah, I worked with Brent Tactic from Rogue Agency.
Okay.
He books for Chuck. He books for Alex, Mayhem, Loren. He's from Kansas City. He's actually going to be here next Sunday doing he's going to DJ with me next Sunday night at Riot. But yeah, he lives out there. It's a booking agency. Really, I hit him up just trying to get Chuck for July 4th, and then I was just going to throw him on St. Louis and in Oklahoma City so it could be cheaper. And Josh, my homie from Oklahoma, was like, yeah, man, you want to try to do 12 dates? I got a money, dude. Let's do it. So we set up 12 dates from like Pittsburgh to New York to Chicago, Denver, Phoenix, Arizona, Tempe, Arizona, Oklahoma City, Austin, Texas. Like basically all over the whole country they were going. And it just didn't quite work out like it was supposed to.
Did he make it up to New York before you guys canceled it?
No, but he still did that date.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of our tour, but he still did the date.
Nice.
Because that was actually set up through Brent, so
okay.
He kept it.
I'd imagine he had a good draw out there.
In New York, he's had to, but he's from Detroit. And then he went to Chicago, and now he lives in L.A. So I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Well, I'm happy to hear the Cool Kids are back together.
I know. I was pretty stoked, too, to be honest. They're going to do a whole album and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So tell me about how you pick for like gum clothing. I know you're getting back into it, but how do you pick, I'm going to make a t-shirt, I'm going to make a, because you got a cardigan too?
Yeah, I made a cardigan last year.
How do you pick what type, do you just kind of like demo it out where you come up with an idea, put it up online, let people see how they like react to it, and then you decide to print it and put it in the store? Just do it?
I just do it and hope that people like it.
How short or how small of runs can you do?
I did 35 cardigans.
Okay.
I think.
Those work out pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, I only have 2 left. I made girls joggers for the first time last year and did 50 of each or 40 of each and sold them all except for one. So like I just like come up with an idea and print it and hope that people like it for real. I mean, I don't ever tell people beforehand what I'm going to do. I just do it.
Did you ever like pull your fans and be like, what do you guys want to see? Just go straight from the gut?
I don't really have fans. I think pretty much everybody that likes gum is just my friend.
I don't know, dude.
I'm pretty sure, and that's cool. That means I have a lot of friends. I'm not like hating. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like it's not like a bunch of people that wear gum that I have never met.
Right.
I've met every single person probably that.
Well, that means just means you're a good businessman.
Yeah, or I
keep those close ties.
Yeah, and I've always tried to keep gum like more. What's the word I'm looking for? I smoked before I came. It was a bad idea.
I could tell a little bit. It's all good though. You've been smoking for a while, so you can maintain.
Yeah.
If you want to lay down on that couch, though, you can, man.
No, I don't want to lay down. Oh, Kendall.
Yeah.
You trying to lay down? No, tighten it. Yeah, I wanted to keep it like to where not everybody could have it. You know what I mean? Like
exclusive kind of.
Exclusivity. Yeah, a lot of brands in Kansas City print 200 of them, give them to everybody. And I'm like, man, I just want people that like really want it to have it. I don't want to just give it to somebody and maybe make them wear it like once every 6 months. Like I want somebody who's going to wear it every week or every other week. You know what I mean? Right. So I've just tried to keep smaller runs, and I don't ever reprint anything I've printed before. Really? Like I've never reprinted ever. I always come up with something new. Every single time that I print is completely new than the last time. I debated on reprinting some of my old stuff for the September launch, but I'm not going to. Yeah. I got all new stuff. I came up with a pretty cool idea, so I'm going to go with it.
Nice, dude. So you sell more male clothes, female clothes? Pretty even?
Man, I'd sold mostly male clothes until this last winter. And then I made those joggers and I made these specific girls hoodies, and like it worked pretty well. So I might slide into those girls' DMs a little bit more. I'm just playing.
So how are you working in physical product placement with your shows? Or are you keeping those two teams separate? Okay.
I used to put stuff up at shows, but nobody goes to shows to buy that. They're there to buy a band T-shirt or a rapper's T-shirt or watch the show or drink. They're not there to shop. So I like never sold shit at any of those shows. Clark, my homie who runs Clever Threads, sells the shit out of stuff at the shows. So good for him.
You got to figure out the secret sauce.
He's loud. He talks to everybody. I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I'd rather sit in the corner and look at people. And he just, I'm a behind the scenes guy, and he's like out there. So I get it. Shout out Clever Threads. So
are there like fashion conferences or festivals that you attend to try to like network? Or
I haven't ever, but there are like Magic and Agenda. Magic and Agenda are like big, huge things where everybody, like a lot of brands go and set up, and then people who own stores can go to it and walk around and try and find new product to buy for their stores and stuff like that.
I gotcha.
I've never had enough product, number one, at a time to go do that. Number two, I just don't really care.
How much product do you have to have?
I mean, I'm sure you have to have a lot, right? I don't know.
No clue.
I honestly have no clue. I've never fucked with it. I would just rather keep printing and making some money and keep moving until they come ask me. Hopefully one day somebody will be like, yo, I want to carry your brand in my store. Like, yes.
Yeah, man.
Let's get it.
That's your goal, right?
Kinda.
I
don't really know what my goal is at this point. I don't really have like an end goal. Like I just want the store to work for real at this point. Like I love gum and I want to keep printing it and doing that, but I really want like the Loop to do it because it's like for the city. You know what I mean? Like I could help a lot of other people make money instead of just me.
Have you seen a difference in how the Kansas City folks are more receptive to hip hop since you guys have gotten started?
Yes.
Yeah?
Our shows have gone, like we did Midwest Got Next for 4 years with Indieground. Right. Every single month, every third Wednesday of every month, we threw a hip hop show, 4 to 5 to 6 acts, all local, minus a couple of regional people here and there for 4 years solid. And like at the beginning, it was tough to get 25 people there, you know what I mean? Yeah. But then at the end of Midwest Got Next, it was just a built-in crowd of 100 people. Just people that just came to see Midwest Got Next because it was always new people that they'd never seen before, you know what I mean? So it was like that. And plus now that Shameless, I don't know if I've seen
Shameless.
Shameless is another promoter, Caleb Coop, who's a cool dude. He does a bunch of shows too. So now that there's him doing shows and us doing shows, the scene is it's growing tremendously. Like a lot. And having the store helps for real. You know, not every brand that we carry in there's a hip hop brand right now, but just having local stuff that people can get is helping.
Are you guys selling any albums in the stores?
Yeah, I got music in there.
Dope.
Yeah.
I need to stop by.
Yeah, you should.
I definitely should. Have you guys hooked up with Lowercase Kansas at all?
I haven't.
You should. You should hit up Marty,
Marty and them. I know them, and Steady, my business partner Steady P, knows them really well.
Yeah.
They I'm pretty sure one of them is on Indie Fest, I think. Maybe not. He was on Indie Fest last year. Ebony Tuss was on Indie Fest last year.
Yeah, that's where I caught them last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they do that Bars Up, which a lot of people go out to.
I know, and I need to get them to do one of those in the store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of doing them. I mean, I like Mill's record, but I want them to do it at our store too.
I'll be talking to Marty on Wednesday.
You should tell him to do one at the store.
Okay.
Sweet.
I'll plant a seed in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, dude, doing
Absolutely,
it at the store.
dude.
I know him. I've met him a couple times. He's a pretty cool dude.
Super cool dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Ebony Tuss is crazy.
Ebony Tuss is amazing. Yeah, I was excited when, what was it, Ebony Tuss and Lincoln Marsh opened for Public Enemy.
Did you go?
I didn't go.
Man, I didn't either.
I'm kind of happy I didn't because I heard like their sets were cut super short.
Really?
Yeah, and there was like, I don't know like what the result was. I'll find out more on Wednesday. But yeah, it was a super dope lineup because Lincoln Marshall's amazing too.
Yeah, Milk. I know Milk.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Lincoln Marshall. Yeah, I like Ebony Tuss though. I like that. I like Marty.
They got a real unique sound.
Mm-hmm. And he we had him do a show one time. There wasn't very many people. I think it was for Faye Sean. I think he opened for Faye Sean when we brought Faye Sean. There wasn't very many people there when he rapped, and he just got on the ground and was like rapping with people. Like he wasn't on the stage. Like it was cool.
He kind of does his set like a sermon a little bit. Like when he drops a mic.
Yeah.
He just starts projecting.
And he just starts yelling instead of using the microphone. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of scary though. Like I remember the first time he dropped the mic and started yelling. I'm like, "Whoa, dude! Are you mad at somebody in here? Like, what is happening?" But then it was cool. So, yeah.
Chapter 3.
So one thing when I was looking up clothing, this was very interesting to me, is that apparently the clothing industry has a huge sustainability problem. Like you can't recycle shirts, and they're trying to come up with like a way to figure out how to do that. And there's some really interesting methods that I saw, like microbes, like these little living animals that can eat up the fibers and then shit them out, and you get cotton kind of out of it.
No way,
dude. I'm for real. Yeah,
I know nothing about that.
Has anyone ever complained to you about like clothing being sustainability?
But there is a brand called Sleuth that we carry at the store that's all about sustainable clothing, and I'm pretty sure their shirts are like recycled shirts.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure. At least he's trying to get them to be recycled shirts. Like
a majority of it.
All of his logos say sustainability on it. Like he wants to recycle everything.
Yeah,
it's a cool dude. Sleuth Clothing, if you look it up. But yeah, that's crazy, dude. You're talking about like an organism that eats something and then shits it out, and then you can remake it into clothes.
Yeah, they're looking at it.
That? Either one of you?
I'll have to send you the links on that.
Okay.
It was interesting.
You will?
Interesting.
Yeah, please email me those links.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Absolutely. So who do you buy your shirts from now when you press?
SS Activewear.
Okay.
I usually get like brands like Anvils or Alternative. I've started talking to some people in China about making some stuff like specific.
My cousins, they will hook you up.
Yeah. I was like, wait, are you serious? That'd be really cool. I'd like to know. I've been talking to this one chick in China that was gonna make hats for me and stuff, but I never followed through with it.
And then you got high.
And I was kind of worried about like Western Unioning some chick money in China that I've never met before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to send you $400 and then hope that you send me shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even though Alibaba was like, you know, that people say Alibaba was like verified, and I don't know, man. I'm going to go to China and meet somebody and give them $400.
Yeah.
Like here, make my stuff and I'll take it home with me.
Right. I think you like it. I went out there 2 years ago. It was nice.
Fun? Except for the smog.
Tons of pollution. Yeah.
That scares me.
But it's cool, man. It is a completely different culture. It's the next biggest culture, I'd say, to America right now.
Yeah.
And they love Western culture, man.
I know.
I'm talking like in Japan. You need to go to Japan and start a store, because I remember when I lived there, people would sell used Nikes, like Nikes that were just completely fucked up. Like you had ran out in a dirt field for, a fucking year, and they'd sell them for like $150, and they would eat them. Like Japanese people would eat that shit up.
Really?
Yeah, used American clothing, stuff that says like fuck you, like just stuff that they didn't even know what it stood for, but they knew it was American. They loved it, dude.
Man.
Keep that in mind. Because I just remember, I'm like, man, I'm going to go back to the base and I'm going to grab all of my shit and then try to just sell it to these stores. Yeah, because we come back to the States every year, you know?
That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah. Damn, there's a lot of skaters in Japan, too.
Really?
Tons, dude.
That's cool.
Go skate off base. A lot of those dudes are real good, too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So tell me a little bit about this. I'm curious how the hell trends work in fashion. Is it like they do these fashion shows and that's kind of like and that's what the next trend is? I feel like it's different between designer gear and streetwear.
Yeah, I kind of like, man, you probably seen like the Kanye stuff, right?
Yeah.
Here's this is my example. I always tell people like what Kanye puts in his fashion shows, he just dumbs down to sell. So like, remember when they're like, oh, look at all these homeless people's clothes, right? Well, people now are wearing clothes that are bleached, tie-dyed, and ripped up. Like that's what is happening now. It's 2 years after he dropped all that stuff, and now people are starting to wear it that way. They're starting to look homeless. Like that's the fashion trend. Real shit. Like, I mean, you can agree with me. That's real. Like people like they rip their shirts up, and it's like a cool thing to take jeans and rip them up. You know what I mean? Like rip them up yourself instead of going to the store and buying ones with like pre-made holes. Like
that's coming back.
Yeah, like ripping jeans up. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's called distressing now.
Distressing. So it's got a word to it.
It's got a word to it. It's called distressing.
So you just go and you buy normal clothes and then you just kind of mess
distress
them up?
Yeah, Kendall does it. Right?
He's like, why are you calling me out, dude?
Kendall, you distress jeans, right? Yep, see?
He did one pair of jeans.
I'm not mad at you for doing them, bro. I think they look cool. No.
I did it like 2 years ago.
No, but he did. But I think it looks cool. I'm not trying to say that, like, I'm not trying to hate. I'm just being like,
yeah,
he's a fashionable dude. Kendall is a fashionable dude. So it's like, that's what's happening now. I think they take what they put on the fashion shows and just dumb it down to. When
you say dumb it down, you mean like make it less flashy?
Make it less flashy.
Yeah.
Make it less like.
Less artsy, kind of. Some of that shit you're like, what? And no one ever wear that.
Yeah, and most people wouldn't ever wear that.
Yeah.
But they'll just bring it down to where like an average person would wear it. You know what I mean? Like the Kanye one is my best example. There's other ones. I don't really follow the fashion scene like that at all. I don't care about fashion shows.
So it's kind of like tastemakers then. Just the same thing like in music.
Yeah.
Whoever's talking about like the latest buzzing band, whoever's wearing like the latest gear, and then it just kind of catches on.
Yep. It happens in the hip hop scene. Like, I mean, Kanye has been setting fashion trends since he started in music though. Like he wore polos and got people to wear polos, you know, like hip hop didn't rock polos before Kanye did.
Right.
He started wearing retro shoes and then Nike started making retros. It's like he's been ahead of the curve in fashion in the hip hop scene for a long time.
And then he's got that Adidas sponsorship, the first.
Yeah, now he's about to open stores,
Yeezy
stores. 2 of them or 3 of them?
Oh no,
I think 2 of them.
2 of them, because his shoes went on back order for a long ass time, didn't they?
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious about like these Yeezy stores. Like, can you go in there and get Yeezys anytime? Like, are they gonna be like to where you can just pick them up anytime?
I doubt it. He said he gonna put out $60 pairs, but once he puts out $60 pairs, nobody's gonna want them.
That's true.
That's true.
You kind of devaluate the product when you put out, $60.
Well, maybe,
pairs.
but it won't be like $60 like $350s. Like they'll probably be like shitty ones, like the Nike dad shoes. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. It's kind of like the approach that Beats headphones took, right? Like they took headphones and they made them super high end, and they don't have any kind of mid tier. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You would think that they'd want to have a mid-tier so they could sell more, but I think it's exactly what you were saying, is that it kind of devaluates them.
That's
and so
true.
you keep them up at all like $150, $200, and then people you just drive the want for them.
Yeah, except for nobody cares about Beats anymore.
Thank God, because those headphones were heavy as shit.
And they're terrible. They're not even that dope.
No, they're not. Go with Bose.
Good job, Dr. Dre. Monster?
Yeah.
Well, Monster had the patent on. They were with Beats, weren't they?
Initially.
Monster like provided the headphones, and Beats just like
Branded it? Okay.
So yeah, Monster products really ain't that great.
No.
Yeah.
I used to sell their cables all the time at Best Buy, though.
Monster cable, the only thing good about Monster cable is that they had that lifetime warranty.
Yeah,
so they bust it, you just bring them in, and they just replace them for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always interested in how fashion trends happen, because I'm still stuck in the 90s. So
I pretty much wear the same clothes that I've been wearing, except for I don't wear band T-shirts anymore.
yeah.
I actually wore one the other day because I need to do laundry really badly. That's why I'm wearing this Gusto shirt right now. I'm like out of clothes right now because I'm never at home, ever. Literally not at home. I work at a bar sometimes. Do a lot of stuff.
It's always out hustling.
Got to, especially if you don't have 9 to 5. You know, Like, I don't have a paycheck. I haven't gotten a paycheck for almost 2 years now.
How many employees do you guys have at the Loop?
None.
It's just you and your partner that's just running it?
I'm just playing. Yeah, we have 2 partners, Jarvis Jones, who runs all the Battle League, and then Steady P, who does Indie Ground and all that, and then me. And then we got a couple interns, like this little kid Dakota that hangs around all the time and just wants to sell paint and be a little shithead. And then this other dude, Chapo, Ray is his real name. He hangs out around the store too and kind of helps out. Kendall helps out around the store. We just got like a team of dudes that just kind of kick it around there. Dom Chronicles helps out whenever we need help. Just because, man, there's not a whole lot of money yet to be going around, so I don't want to spend it on an employee.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend it right back in the store and continue to make it better, you know?
So you guys have like peak hours of when a lot of people come in, or days? Like when's the best time?
We were open Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 7-ish. That's what I always tell people. It's like
7-ish. That's
it just kind of depends, man. If it's like that's what we're talking to. If it's like really hot out there and nobody's coming into the store, I'm not going to keep it open.
Yeah.
There's nobody there. It doesn't fucking matter. But now we're just going to be open Wednesday through Saturday and keep an extra day for online work, because as much as I love it, thank you all for coming in to kick it, but people just come in and just kick it.
Yep.
And just like, it might be their day off, so they got an hour to kill. You know what I mean? So they'll come in and kill an hour with me, and then I'll just waste an hour not getting any work done.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to close an extra day or two and just make sure that we get everything done we need to get done. So to answer your question, our peak days are Friday and Saturday.
Do you have like just a lot of walk-ins, or a lot of people who are like, oh, I heard about you, I want to check out the store?
Man, we're kind of like there's a few walk-ins, but it's more like people that just hear about us for real. Like it's like a destination store.
Yeah.
For sure.
You should play some Pokemon inside of your store.
Man, fuck. I swear I'm like the only dude that hasn't downloaded or played that game.
I haven't downloaded or played it. I just read about, because I'm interested. I was always interested. I was like, okay, why is everyone into this? And how is big business going to use this on the back end?
Yeah.
That's what I was interested about.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading more and more about it. And it's like, yeah, now they're selling advertisements. So they say, well, you can place a Pokemon in your store. You give us this amount of money. Because all they're doing is in my opinion, all they're doing is they're finding out where you're around. And so they can sell that data to businesses. And then the businesses can use that for their marketing purposes.
Yeah,
right?
That's a good point. I mean, I know that you can like sign up to make your business like a gym.
Yeah.
Or what else is there? A Pokestop.
Pokestop.
Man, we already got a Pokestop out back, right? Because they have like graffiti, like a bunch of graffiti. Like wherever there's a graffiti is Pokestops.
No shit.
Yeah. So as long as it's like noticed, right? And it's like it's not a bunch of shitty graffiti. If like out back of our store is old Club XO, and it's been abandoned forever. And so we talked to the building owners, and like we're allowed to paint that whole building. So the whole building, from if you walk in a complete circle around it, is all graffiti, and it gets done like every couple months. So they repaint over it and do a new thing.
Really?
Yeah, every couple months. All the scribe pieces in Kansas City are Pokestops, and then out back of our store is already a Pokestop because of it.
Well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
You see a bunch of kids just wandering into your store and shit.
Man, people. I was in the plaza today going to the bank, and there's 2 dudes, grown ass men.
Yeah.
Grown ass men. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "Oh, I caught a Pokemon," to their friend, and I'm like, "Dude, come on."
Dude, people love that shit.
Kendall, and Dom, 2 of my best friends in the entire world. That's all they do. We went to Denver. Funny story, right? So we're driving to Denver, and my homie Dom's driving. Dom Chronicles. Look him up. He's a good rapper.
He's dope,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, super cool. We're driving to Denver, and this dude is catching Pokemon on the highway while he's driving, bro. I am not exaggerating. I'm like, Dom, stop. He's like, dude, I gotta get it. It's a Charmander or whatever I don't even know. I don't even know what Pokemon it was. But so we're driving, and next thing I know, he's like, oh. First of all, we weren't smoking on the way there. We were being smart. We were being really smart. But we were hitting this pen. He's like, oh, damn, grab this pen, dude. So I like grab the pen. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, cops. And I'm like, fuck, dude. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I kind of hide it. I'm like, Kendall, take this. And he's sitting in the back seat, and he kind of grabs it. And then, like, literally while he was catching a Pokemon, a cop was pulling us over. Like, same time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn it, Dom. He's like, man, I was only going 10 over. I'm like, whatever. So the cop ended up just giving us a warning. We tried to give him one of Dom's CDs. He wouldn't take it. He wouldn't have it. We told him we were going there for a show. He's like, "Oh yeah, when are you coming back?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're flagging our car," but we came back fine. But we tried to give him a CD. He like held it in his hand and looked at it. He's like, "No, I'm good. It's cool." Like, he was just some little white guy. He definitely wasn't listening to rap. He probably had country on in his car.
Should just told him you catch a Pokemon. Maybe then he'd let you go.
True. He did. He just gave us a warning and let us go. I got kind of nervous because I had to give him my license. And
yeah.
To be fair, though, I played Pokemon as a kid. And like,
true, exactly.
And that's the thing.
That's true. That's right.
I think the
it used to
thing
be
is,
huge back in the day.
How old are you?
35.
See, I'm 31. I think that like 27 and under, 28 and under, that is like, it's them.
Yeah.
Like they were prime age when Pokemon came out. When I came out, I was like 8th or 9th grade. Like I'm not watching Pokemon.
I think when you and me were coming up, it was like the Tamagotchis, where you press a button to like
feed them and stuff.
Feed them, yeah, make sure they don't die.
I had Tamagotchis. I would totally have a Tamagotchi on my phone if they had that app right now.
Tamagotchi and Trolls.
Do they have it?
They don't. But
you sure?
Order Tamagotchi, but it's not cool to like snap it on your wrist.
No, it's not as cool as it used to be. My Tamagotchis always die though.
Yeah, that's a shocker. A weed smoker Tamagotchi guys died.
Yeah, but back then I didn't smoke weed. I didn't smoke weed until I got out of high school.
You just didn't pay attention to it, man.
No, in high school I just drank a lot. No, I don't drink.
This was really an intervention, Trent.
Yeah, I know, right? Man, I got problems, bro.
No, you're good, man. I'm proud of you, man. I was excited like we started up Gum, and then you just keep on moving up, man.
Yeah, dude. It's been a process. Like it's been a long process.
Yeah.
You've seen it all too. In 11 years, you've definitely seen it all. That's cool.
Yeah, man. I got a Gum t-shirt. I think one of like your first pressing is the white one with the kid blowing a bubble.
Dude, that's like one of like 11 made.
Oh shit.
Keep that.
Keeping that. I'll have you sign it.
Seriously, you should keep that. Kendall done had like every drop I've ever had, I'm pretty sure. He really does. He's got like one or two from every one and he keeps them all nice. And he busts them out every once in a while.
Nice.
Like the Monopoly one. He's got an orange one. An orange. I'll never print on an orange t-shirt ever again.
Why?
I don't know. It's ugly. Like I'm like really surprised he still wears it. That shit is hideous.
You can make like a Halloween run, dude.
No, it's terrible. It's an orange t-shirt with like blue, and it's got these Monopoly pieces. Like it's one of the worst. Like I like the design, I guess, kind of, but it's one of the worst colorways I ever made.
Yeah.
And he still wears it because he's my friend.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks, bro.
Support.
Yeah, I would never wear that shirt. I'm just being.
It's like a Knicks like Mets color.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Knicks. Yeah, it looks like I thought it was cool when I did it, but now that I look back, I'm like that. I wish I would have never put that. Yeah, it was 5 years ago. I was like, that was when I printed in my kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Like, I wish I would have never fucking put that shirt out.
That's okay.
It's like
Limited
rappers
run,
and singers, you know, they're like, damn, why did I make that song? You know what I mean? Like, I hate that song. Like Afro Man probably hates playing Because I Got High now.
Oh, absolutely. But that was his hit, so he's got to.
He's got to every time, you know? Like, I hate that t-shirt.
Imagine being a comedian, though. Because with a comedian, it's like they have the opposite where they tell a joke once, and then people are like, you just told that joke 6 months ago. It's like, they got to sit down and write new material every time.
That's true.
It's got to be tough, man.
Yeah, my old roommate, Eric Far Out Farlow, has been doing comedy lately.
By the way, I love Far Out, dude.
Do you?
Dude, Velociraptor.
Awesome.
That album is amazing. It's been on.
Yeah.
That's seriously
I think
one
you
of
played that. Did you
I
play
did,
that
on a Record Machine Hip Hop Hour? The very first song I played on the very first episode because that song, I love that song.
Yeah, dude. He's that's an interesting ass individual. I love him. I really do. I love Eric, but
he's doing stand-up comedy now?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
He at Uptown Arts Bar like every Tuesday or every other Tuesday or something like that. Nice. He goes up there and it's like he just writes his name in and he has 15 minutes or 10 minutes.
It's like an open mic?
It's an open mic comedy night. And nobody really laughs at him, but
he's got to work out the kinks.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a funny dude, but yeah, doing stand-up would be tough.
It would be.
I don't think I could ever do it.
But I guess being like a rapper, I can kind of see maybe like that progression because you really don't have like a backing. You just have like a DJ.
Well, like his latest tour, the Velociraptor tour, in the middle of his rap set, he would stop and do like 5 to 7 minutes of comedy.
Dude, Childish Gambino was the king of that shit.
Really? Well, Childish Gambino, yeah.
It is it's a different comparison, but I think that he was a really good example of that, showing artists that you could do multiple things. You don't have to just stick to one art form,
right?
You know, like in a live show,
right?
Because he'd come through and do like an hour comedy set, then like an hour music set. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Eric would do like 35 minutes of music and then like 7
That's cool.
of comedy.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
he's real
encourage
funny.
a lot of frontmen like in bands to take like an improv class, like a comedy class, because you got to entertain people in between songs.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
That's true. But and Far Out's always been really awkward on stage, anyways.
He was good at MC at the Indie Fest last year.
Yeah.
He did a good job.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good at rapping. Probably one of the best like physical rappers I've seen in person.
Yeah.
Besides Mac Lethal.
Yeah, Mac Lethal's like another level.
I've never. Yeah.
Did you ever see his music video where he was rapping upside down?
Yeah, Barrel Maker made it.
Yeah. So I had Barrel Make. That was the episode that I played. It's been on by Far Out. I had him in. We talked about it, and he was just saying that like I was thinking, if I'm a rapper, right? So that requires a lot of breath, especially the way he raps, and he's hanging upside down.
Yeah, that should be insane.
Yeah, I was like, dude, did he have to take breaks and all? He was like, no, dude, he was on point the entire time. They had to take breaks because the guys that were holding him upside down got tired, and they kept bonking his head and shit.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, he's awesome, man. I've seen Mac Lethal a lot of times at Riot Room.
Yeah.
He does like a Christmas show every year,
Right.
which is fun. New Year's Eve, I saw him rap on New Year's Eve like 6 years ago. It's cool.
Chapter 4.
So tell me, what does the future hold for Loop KC, for Gum, for you? You're supposed to be excited about it.
I am excited. I'm trying to think of like the best way to answer that though. I don't know, man. We're just gonna keep making stuff and keep trying to get the word out for real. Pretty soon, hopefully we can start cashing people out at the stores, so there's no more consignment. That's kind of like my immediate goal, is to be able to just pay people cash when they come in with shoes and let people use the store like a GameStop for clothes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where they can like trade it in for store credit and do whatever they want to do with that. As far as Gum goes, I'm gonna keep plugging until more people find out about it enough, you know?
Yeah. And you're gonna be a booking agent here pretty soon.
Man, I don't really know. Man. I don't really have like, that's what I was saying earlier. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just doing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No,
like,
it does, because one thing will lead to another thing, will lead to another thing.
Just doing, like, just trying to meet as many people as I can and tell them about what I'm doing.
Very cool.
So that they can be like, yeah, I can help you do this, or I know this person that can help you do this, and then just keep going.
It's all about networking.
Yeah.
Yep. So tell me, where can we find Gum clothing online? What's the web address?
I don't have a website.
I thought you had one.
I did have one, and I took it away because of the Loop.
I could have sworn
you'll be able to find it on the Loop KC.
Okay.
You can find it on the loopkc.com. I just took it off because I just want everybody to go to the Loop, man. And then if they want to buy gum while they're there, they can. Yeah. I don't really care. I just want to print gum, make it cool, and I want people to support the Loop. Because that's like it's my passion now. I want to make sure that makes it, because it helps the city so much. It helps our hip hop scene. It gives everybody a place to meet. Everybody can sell their tickets through that spot. Everybody can sell their albums through that spot. You know, kind of like what Seventh Heaven used to be for the East Side, but for Midtown.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they need that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. Because that Midtown hip hop scene is awesome.
Yeah.
Like the backpack rappers of Kansas City are really good.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't. They just associate Kansas City with Tech 9.
Everybody did.
And the East Side. And I'm just like, man, there's so much better music here than Tech 9. Like I respect him, don't get me wrong, but he's not the best rapper in Kansas City, in my opinion.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what's awesome about music, is subjective, and you're absolutely right. Like, there's a shit ton of talent in Kansas City.
So much. I mean, even Barrel Maker, you had him on. That dude's one of the best rappers in Kansas City, but he makes music videos.
He's been he got out of that for a little bit. He's getting back into it, but you're right. That's kind of what he's doing with his art, is like rapping and then music videos to kind of cross promote. So he's doing it smart that way too.
Yeah.
And I respect everything Indie Ground is doing. Like, I'm trying to bring more hip hop culture to Record Machine, and so that we can start branching out and helping that scene as well.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because we do Indie Ground. We got a lot happening this year. They're dropping like 6 albums throughout the year.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Well, cool, man. Anything else you want to plug before we cut this?
Before we get out?
Yeah.
Man, just look up Just Juice. Look up the Loop KC. Look up Gum Clothing. Watch out for Toasted. Toasted. Yeah, I'm like, it's a new people on there can't see it, but it's like this little guy that I drew up that me and some friends are gonna start printing on stuff.
Dope.
What else is there? Indie Ground. You can Google all of it and pretty much find us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other than that, no, man. I appreciate you for letting me come and talk.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited that you came in. It's been a while. So.
Sorry, I was like half an hour late. I got lost. I thought, man, I even told Kendall, I'm like, dude, I can get there without GPS.
Well, boy, were you wrong.
Boy, I mean, but then I started getting out here. I'm like, damn, it's been like 6 years since I come out.
It's been a minute.
We used to rock out in this basement, like, make a lot of noise here. But yeah, man, I'm sorry I was late, but
yeah, it's all good, dude.
we got it.
You showed up, yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
Cool, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Definitely stay in touch. Absolutely. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.